Hello and welcome. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you will enjoy it. Now, Happy New Year to you and all the best wishes. Sanity, wisdom, joy, peace and health into your homes. Now, if you like this video during watching process, don't forget to click that button that looks like that. Share it with somebody you know and leave some comment at the bottom. If it's good, I will be happy to read it. If not, I will improve for next time. Now, I just came back from a ski trip. I knew upfront that on this trip I will have all sort of weather conditions, starting with rain, ice, snow, fog. I decided to take just this Honda Civic. And today I will share with you my experience and I will tell you how and why front-wheel drive car is much better than, of course, rear-wheel drive car. And in some cases, it is better and safer than, let's say, a larger SUV with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive system. Now, first of all, when you are preparing to get on the icy or snowy road, it is very important to have a proper set of tires. In my case, I have a set of all-season Michelin tires with about 75% of life on them. Second of all, you need to have a proper and appropriate tire pressure. And the tire pressure should be on the lower end of the recommended or allowable bracket. And with that, you would have as consistent as possible connection with the surface of the road when going over the icy washboard sections. And thirdly, you need to know the limits of your vehicle and yourself and match those two according to the weather and road conditions. So how is it that driving a front-wheel drive car is a lot more efficient and safer on the snowy or icy roads comparing to a rear-wheel drive car? Well, first of all, of course, it is physics. As we all know from school that pulling is a lot more efficient comparing than pushing. So when you go up the hill, it is very important that you would rather be grabbing and pulling your car rather than pushing it up the hill. Second, when you go again up the hill or even on the flat surface, your front-wheel drive car is loaded with the weight of the engine and most of the transmission on your wheels that have power. So not only now I have the weight above my wheels that are powered, they are also steerable. So in other words, if I go sideways or I need to control, I have the power and the weight and the steer to the wheels that I can control, comparing to if the car goes sideways with the rear-wheel drive car that does not have as much weight on the back. All I have is trying to steer the front without application of any power. Now with a front-wheel drive car, if my car is actually going sideways, I can accelerate, I can add more power with the steer out and to get out of the sliding situation. Comparing to a rear-wheel drive car, if it goes sideways, I have to release the power, I have no control of the power application and only the front wheels I'm trying to get something. So my hope is only that my tires are good enough to get the grip back and get me out of this situation. Combining the physics that pulling is more efficient and safer comparing to pushing, plus now we know that the power and steering under the weight of the engine is in your hands all the time, driving on a snowy day becomes more fun. Now, secondly, how driving a front-wheel drive car might be better for some people, not everyone, but for some people, comparing to driving, let's say, a larger SUV or a crossover with the four-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive system. A lot of the times people rely too much on what the brochure or a salesman tells them at the dealership, that your vehicle can do this and that and nothing matters. So when you get to a road condition that you do not experience or drive every day, your mind is not switching quickly enough to what needs to be done. It's not in your background, it's not in your DNA, and you're relying what the brochure tells you, your crossover can drive through icy and snowy roads without any issues and the technologists will take care of it. Not good, not right. It's not going to happen. So in cases like that, when a person gets on the icy or snowy road without driving these conditions every day, they are not being cautious. They are overconfident in their vehicle and not in their skills. And at that point, the skill level of driving and the abilities of the vehicle are not being matched properly to the road conditions. And well, before you know, you're going to be in the ditch. Second, of course, is physics again. When a larger object, such as SUV, goes sideways, it takes a lot more to get it out of the taken direction comparing to a lighter Civic with powered and steering front wheels with gripping tires. They can pull you out of the direction or taken direction a lot easier and a lot faster compared to a larger object that is already sliding, and even though you have four wheels, the physics are working against you. And then there is a height. So a taller object would have a stronger pull sideways when, let's say, taking a turn comparing to a lower object. And especially a taller object with a softer suspension to, let's say, on an SUV would have a longer momentum comparing to a shorter momentum on the lower object with the stiffer suspension on, let's say, the Civic. Overall, I was genuinely impressed with the driving experience of this Civic on the icy and snowy roads. After driving a lot of different cars in a lot of different countries, different terrains, different weather conditions, this car performance was astonishing. It is a true driver car. Confident acceleration, great soundtrack from the engine and the exhaust. It is a true Japanese four-cylinder sound that gets inside of your cabin, and it makes it driving even sportier in your mind, and the appreciation of the car and the entire trip experience comparing to maybe if you would be driving something cushier, sportier, but more insulated from the road. You do feel the road. The steering is tight and precise. The clutch and the transmission are just right, not too mushy, not too soft, but all the gears, you find them on time with where they are supposed to be. Supportive seats, sport-like size of the steering wheel. A warm cabin even on the cold and windy day. Sound insulation, considering that it is Honda, top-notch, but you would need to keep the profile of your tire on the higher end so that you are insulated from the road even more. And all of this comes at 35 miles per gallon. So I dropped down the seats and I had 3 sets of ski gear. So that's skis, boots, poles, plenty of space without any issues or any complaints. And the whole experience of the drive up to the mountain road, I thought that I'm having a car race before I actually got the mountain and had some ski racing down the slopes. So the whole day driving up the mountain, I did it all in one day. So I drove 5 hours through the weather that was icy, snowy, started with rain, foggy. I skied for 5 to 6 hours, and then I drove another 5 hours back in this Civic, and the experience was absolutely amazing. It was like, a lot of people say you need to play video games or you need to go to Disneyland or Disney World, and I thought this was my day of entertainment, 100%, starting from the time that I got behind the steering wheel and I started driving into the heavy rain through the mountain roads here where I live. And the Civic performed absolutely amazing. It was a true experience of driving a sport car that I can compare very closely to the Porsche 911 that I had, only at a fraction of price. You are wearing the car. It is tight, it is sleek, it is sort of like right on you. You know every single turn, you know what's happening under your wheels. You apply a little bit to the steering wheel and it goes where you want it to, and it is comfortable for the size of the car. There is plenty of space to drop your gear, even for you and the passenger, without any issues. It is reliable, it is efficient, it is economical, and you know what? It was made in 2008, but I'm sure it will pass, and in some cases will probably show even better results in terms of the emission comparing to what we see on the market nowadays. It is 4-cylinder, but it is very efficient, it is powerful, and it does everything you need. I'm going up the mountains, down the roads, through all the conditions at lower MPG, and with confidence that I will get to A, B, C, D points without any issues. I got down the mountain, it is cold, it is windy, and I do not even have in my mind what if my Civic will not start. It is Civic, it's not a BMW or a Range Rover. I did not care if I'm going to scuff my car with skis or somebody else will scratch my car. No, this is exactly what kind of car needed to be for myself, under my rear, for that day, to have such great experience. And you do not need to spend $10, $20, $30,000 to have fun. It is all what you have here and how you apply your skills and your knowledge, and most of all what you have on the inside will transmit on the outside. So once again, it's not about the size of the equipment, it's about your skill and being able to use it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please don't forget to like it, share it, and of course subscribe to the channel for more videos. And only the best to you all the time, every day, my viewer. Bye bye.